Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited to show you how to do this beaded bead. So I did do a video showing you how to do this, but as you can see, using a all gold seeds, it's kind of hard to differentiate between each bead. And I wanted this to be a tutorial that you could follow and really understand how these beads line up into this beautiful swirling circle of lusciousness. So I asked people what they thought, and a lot of people commented saying, yeah, different colors would really help. And you know what? When I did this one, I was amazed at how easy it was. So this is the one I did. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I'm just checking here. Okay, so it looks like I started with the red over here and then went through the rainbow colors, which brings us to the purple. Then I did the salmon and then like a orangey yellow and a lime green. And then it looks like I went backwards on the, where am I here? So the purple, then the blue, and the green, yellow. Yeah, so I went backwards on the rainbow and then added some colors. Let's just go through this like this and then see where that takes us for the amount of lines. So go ahead and get some thread. I have about a little more than half a wingspan. I find that if I take a wingspan, I can do 2 beads on one wingspan, so that would mean that it's something like half. And I'm using, actually this isn't the one I'm using number 5 of the dragon thread. You can use whatever you have. You can even use like Nymo thread because none of this is structural. It's just putting the beads on top of, oh, and I didn't put out a bead. Silly me. Where are my goodies? So you need a 10 millimeter bead to put on. So I'm gonna use this pink. I try to use colors that will be concealed. So if you get some opening like this, you won't notice it as much. And I do have to say, I'm finding these are 11O Rokai beads. It's not what's in the, like these are reused containers. So these labels are incorrect. And you can see how tiny those beads are. Let me enlarge that for you and put that in focus. So they're quite tiny. Now, I would have probably taken that one out and not used it. You do get some that are a little bigger. So what we're going to do for this one is, I'm still playing around with this design, is I am going to add another row. So let me see, this was one of the first ones I did. Okay, so this is the last one. So there's a little bit of bead showing or separation between the rows. So I'm going to try and add one more row to this, and hopefully if you kind of twist it back into the spiral shape, it closes that up a bit. If you have size 10O beads, it works so much better. Let me just quickly show you one of those. I use 10Os on these and you don't see anything. I mean, maybe a bit, but it definitely fits a lot better. But you can still do it with this. So let's get started. So we're going to start with red. Let me move this around here so you can see what I'm grabbing. So you're going to start, I've got a size 12 needle. You can use a size 10 if it's more comfortable for you. Pick up 4 beads of the red. bring it down to the bottom, and you're going to tie that into a knot. And it's going to create this little kind of star-shaped pattern. Put another knot in there and get it nice and tight. I'm going to leave this thread on for a bit so that I have something to hold on to so I can show it to you. But normally I would just cut that off. So let's get that into position. So now we're going to go and pick up the orange, just one, and these are all 11 O's. Actually, I'm going to take my thread through the first bead first. So this one here, just away from the knot. Now pick up your orange. You're coming out of this one, you're going to go into this one. So you're just going to put an orange bead in between all the reds, like that. Grab another orange, go through the next one, like that. See if I can show you without covering it. Like that. Grab another orange, go through the next bead. This part is a bit finicky because of how tiny these are, but it's so worth it. So get your last orange. Let me flip this here, like that. And that's what you should have. So there's your first 2 rows. So now we're going to do the next row, which is going to be an increase row. So we need to step up. So you're going to go through this orange bead. That was the first orange bead you added. You're going to pick up 2 yellow 11 O's, and you're going to go to the next orange. Like that. Pick up 2 yellows, go through the next orange. That. Pick up 2 yellow. Go through the next orange. Two more yellow. Go through the next orange. Let me just grab this here. Go through the next orange. This using the different colors helps so that you know when to step up as well. So you know that circular position for that row is ended and you can step up. So our thread is coming out of this orange bead here. We're going to go ahead and step up by going through between the 2 yellows. Now the rest of these, that's basically it for our increase. The rest is all going to be 1 bead in between each, and it's described as peyote. Yeah, I have an issue with that because when we get further along, there's a larger gap than just one single bead between the 2 beads. So, but that's just me. So I picked up a green and I'm going to put it in between the 2 yellows. My next green is going to go in between these 2 yellows, but next to the orange. And we're just going to do that all the way around. See if I can put that so you can see. So next green. Another green. There. Another green. So if you think about this, you're going to start with 4 beads of the red, 4 beads of the orange, and then when we increase, you're going to jump up to 8 beads. And after that, it's always 8 beads to the row until we decrease. So the reason I tell you that information is I find that, like, when I was figuring out how to do this with different videos, they don't explain that, and because they're so used to doing it, they're going quickly, and I couldn't figure it out. Then once I realized I'm just, you're repeating those numbers. So if you get lost in your circle, say you're using all the same color, and you can't remember if you're 7th or 8th bead for that row, you can go back and count and then have an idea where you're supposed to be. So there's 7 and 8 is the final bead of green. Go through that yellow like that. So there is the first 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Now for the 5th row, it's going to be blue. We still need to step up here through this green like that. So now we're in position. So we can add a blue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's go. Hang on to that. 1 blue. So if you're doing this color pattern too, or if you have enough colors for each row, you only have to put 8 beads out. But I put extra because sometimes the beads are a little skinny and I'm worried they're not going to match. Now here, you're going to probably be wondering why that bead is, you see a lot of thread. So actually this row here is probably a good time to add your bead, and I'm using a head pin to hang on to both the work and the bead, and it'll start, these rows, if you pull them tight, will start to curve. So when we get to the end of this one, we'll add our head pin and bead, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Keep going around. Just turn that. So if you're an expert beader and know how to do these, by all means, let me know if you have any tips. You know, my biggest issue is the beads not covering it completely. So this is our last blue one. And you know what you can do at this point too with these? Is you can create granny squares with these. Does that not look like a granny square? You can then do black beads and create a square, and then it, have earrings or do a bracelet. So okay, so we need to step up from the blue. Pull that, and before I pull that tight, I'm going to get that onto my head pin. So just pop your head pin up top. And if you flip your work around, just be careful because then your thread will be going the other way and you'll be wondering why it doesn't look right. If you're left-handed, then it works for you. Now I'm putting my bead on like that. I apologize, the little cat furries. My cat was on my desk yesterday. If you saw the video, you know why. So there you can see it's curved down a bit and it's short, you know, you don't see as much thread. I try and get it nice and snug, but there's really not much place to go with that. Okay, so our next color is purple. Let me move this over so you can see the other colors. Okay, so purple, one. Oh, and this happens too, so I'll show you a trick to that. Your thread gets caught on your head pin. You'd laugh if you saw what I did to try and... I tried bending my head pin and everything. It didn't work. And the answer is so simple. Okay, so there's your next purple. What you can do is bring your needle through, turn your work slightly upside down, and it'll take your head pin away from your thread. Or you can just put your head pin on the mat and it'll prevent it from hooking. That. Oh, and I would have cut this actually because we don't want that thread sticking out anywhere. Grab my scissors. These colors are so amazing. So these seed beads I got from the Northern Bead Shop here in Canada. Their prices are really good and they do ship to the US. And I think they have free shipping or like a flat rate if it's going. Yeah, I think they have a flat rate and they also have free shipping after a certain amount. So it's definitely worth checking them out. They have like a huge selection. I did do an unboxing of when I got these beads and I got a whole bunch of others and oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. Well, you can see how gorgeous they are. And they have the different sizes, so they have 8/0s. If you're doing a lot of herringbone and stuff like that, you need some 8/0s. They have wonderful colors. They're so rich. They're check glass beads. Rokai, I guess they call them. Okay, this is the last purple through the blue. Like that. And I'm hooked on my head pin. There. Bring tight. And our thread is coming out here. We're going to go through this purple one. This is our step up. It's looking pretty awesome. Okay, our next color is the salmon color. So go through the next purple, salmon, through the purple. And I use my thread to turn the work towards me when I'm done putting the next bead in. So this goes, once you get going, it goes a little faster. That. Salmon through there. Next one. last one. So there. This looks amazing. Looks like a kaleidoscope colored flower. Okay, so now we're going to step up. Actually, I think we're done. Maybe this is why. We're going to continue stepping up. In the other ones, I don't step up at this point because you can see there's enough of a gap here. But I think I need to because then the final bead will sit here. So let's try that. So we'll step up. So we'll just keep stepping up all the way through and see if that takes care of that gap that I'm getting. Okay, so the next color is green, lime green. Like this. There. And this is where I'm saying that it stops looking like peyote to me because there's quite a gap between the two salmon colors. So there's two seed bead gaps. With peyote you only have one. But this area here where your thread is, you don't see it once the bead is all put together. So just keep going around with the green through the salmon. And this is the same step that we've been doing over and over. But you can also see where that swirl comes in, the way these beads are swirling around, which is really pretty. There's a, on the previous video I did, I linked the video that I used to learn how to do this, and she uses two colors and she creates a swirl pattern, but it's in every other row, so it really looks amazing. So there, so that worked out. So let's go step up through the green. So you're always passing through the first one that you added, and I'm just pulling it tight to see if I can get that thread hiding. Okay, our next color is kind of an orangey yellow. Go through the green, that, and through the next green. Again, there. And I will be doing a video on how to use these. I mean, the one thing you don't have to think about that you could use them for is earrings, of course, danglies. But I am definitely going to be doing a bracelet with these, the gold ones in particular, and then maybe a necklace. These, once you get going on them, are really fast. So if you're thinking of ideas for craft shows, you can make earrings with these. I am pretty sure they will be snapped up. They're so much fun. Okay, so we have to step up through the next color, which was our first bead that we put on, and that tightens everything. Our next color is this pink. That. Go around. Oh, that one went around. My thread's getting short, so it's hooking there. See what I mean? The gap is getting larger. Okay. Make sure I don't mix up. I have two pinks here. Initially, I was trying to do rainbow and then do something in the middle and then a reversed rainbow. But I thought it might be easier just to go through all these colors. But the having the two pink side by side might be confusing. So you might want to switch up your colors so that there's a difference between the two. Okay, this is our last one of that pink. And we're going to step up through the next pink, which was the first one we added. And see how that's going. Good. So now let's go with the dark pink. Is this weird? Okay, so that's actually this pink. We have another one that's even darker. So we'll see if that creates an ombre effect. So pick that one up. Oh, they look a lot alike. I think we're going to take that off. I don't want you guys to get confused. The whole point of this is to have it clear. Let's move that one. So let's start back with the red. Let's try that. That will make it simpler. Okay, so pick up a red. And keep going through that. There. It's quiet here today. I don't know, after the holiday, I guess everybody's tired. The street we live on kind of goes in cycles. There's a lot of, we're right by a military base, so we get a lot of families that move frequently. So it kind of goes in cycles where there's lots of little kids, and then there's, they grow up and they're awfully quiet. Believe it or not, the teenagers. Now we're at that stage of a lot of little kids, and it was noisy through the summer, but you know what? I was shocked as soon as school started. 9 o'clock, you could hear crickets out there. Just amazed. Okay, so that was our last red, so we're gonna step up. And we'll go to orange. Orange. That. This looks like I should do one. This is actually, I just thought of a really cool idea. I should make a cupcake with this. So do the bottom rose brown, but do it two different color browns so it looks like the little muffin cup, and then do the top like a swirl of icing with maybe red for a cherry on top. That would be so cool. This is how I get my ideas. I sometimes just grab a couple of different type of beads, put it on my mat and go, okay, what can I make with this? And just start threading them together. And what I end up coming up with is not what I do. I usually go too far where it's like, okay, no, that doesn't look good. Go back to the simple couple of beads, that kind of thing. It's a lot of fun. Keep doing the orange. I've got one more after this. There, I'm going to move my thread. There. This is the last orange between the two reds. And I'm going to step up into the orange of the first one we added. Like that. And I'm going to just hang on to my bead, and I'm going to pull the thread towards the swirl rather than down. I think if you pull it down, it will pull your beads apart. There, so we're almost done. Let's see how far that takes us. And this was the easiest way I found to hold it. So hold it like as you're, I hate to say this, like you're holding a cigarette, and then take your thumb and hold the head pin. And this way you can spin it. Okay, next color is yellow. So from orange to orange, like that. In case you're confused where you're going here. Yellow. Go through the next orange. Turn your work. Yellow. So I have a bunch of unboxings to do, and I would have done them today, but I wanted to do a tutorial. Like I don't want my channel to be just unboxings. I love the tutorial aspect. So you can kind of see the threads. I did do some of my beads. Once I got to the end, I took my thread and I went through each swirl and pulled it tight, and it actually, worked. But you shouldn't have to go back through your work like that. That to me is cheating. There's no cheating in beading. Don't you know? I have a dental appointment this afternoon. That may be why I'm a little quiet. Okay, so I'm going through the last one here. So I'm going to go through the first yellow that I put on. Okay, next one's green. And go all the way around. I haven't been to the dentist in more than a year because of my back. So I find those chairs that they put you in when they tilt you are so uncomfortable, and every time I get off those chairs, because for cleaning they do an hour in that position, so my back, I always end up having to go to the chiropractor after, every time. So when I had the bulging disc, I was like, there's no way. I just told him it was because I was sick with the cancer, which is true, but I don't mean to play it up. Yeah. This is the last one of the green. So we're going to go through the first green as our step up. And if you want at this point, you can actually take the head pin and just hold your work. Actually, I might do that because I get frustrated with the thread getting hooked. So just hang on to it this way. Turn it where I need it. Our next color is blue. So go through the next green. Pick up a blue. Go through a green. Blue to green. This is actually pretty good, these colors, because now they're in the opposite direction. But if you look here, you've got blue-green and blue-green on this side. So it creates an interesting color coordination. There. I tried to look through the camera to put my needle in. Never works. Another blue through the green. Blue through the last green. And then we're going to go through the first blue that we added as our step up. So you can see it's starting to come along. But you can see the thread, so I don't know. You know what? I have tried using Toho beads, and they're I think they're a little too bulky. Okay, so our next color is purple. Go through. Purple. And this is starting to curve around, so you're actually starting to shorten the thread that's visible. You see? That's less thread showing. I'll go through this blue. Through the blue with the purple, like that. Through the blue. Through the blue. So it's quite like wobbly. I would like it a little form-fitting, but I find if I pull, then it pulls apart these guys like this, which is not what I want. So we'll just leave it slightly loose. Now we need one more between the two blues. So purple goes through this blue, then we're going to go through the purple, which is our step up, and the first one we added. So we'll leave those guys loose for now and see how that works out. Our next color is the salmon color. So I'm just going in a line down the, so you might want to set up your colors that way so that you don't get confused as to what color's next. And you can also do one set of colors one way and then do it the opposite way. Once you get to the end of your first set of colors, then do it the opposite way so that it mirrors on either side of the bead. I've done that on one of them. It looked really nice. The other thing I did too is once you get used to how to do this so that you're not confused, is I did 2 rows of each color. So that's this one here. So I did 2 rows. And that was pretty easy to follow. And then once I hit the purple, then I guess I started back with the red. I probably should have did the blue, green, yellow, and then red at the end. that would have mirrored it. The purple and salmon look cool together. There. Go through the purple, through the salmon color. Get ready for the next set. I'm twisting it. Yeah, so I think if you leave this loose but then twist this, but you might want to go through your swirls and line them up. I don't know, like it's too bad. I really wish I could get this behaving. I am getting ready to use my lime green and there's not enough beads. I can't believe it. There's only... Let's get another one out. Okay. I love this color. I have running shoes in this color. I'm sure it's not a surprise to you guys. The girl who's obsessed with pink. There. So this is the part where we're gonna, I think, the next row, we're gonna decrease. Because actually this may be too many beads. Because you see how they're kind of sticking up. We will fold them over. Oh, go through the pink. Pink. And this is the last one. So go through the pink, but then go through the lime green. And now we're going to decrease. We definitely have, I would have decreased at this row, but I want to try this out to see if we get the beads sitting together better. So the next color is that kind of orangey yellow color. So we just need 4 beads for that. And then there'll be a pink, and we just need 4 beads for that. So let's move this over. There we go. Okay. So for this, the next row is what we're going to reduce, but to start with, we want to close this gap. So that was the one area that I found was a bit confusing in those videos. So go ahead and go to that, because we stepped up with the first lime green, and that was the first bead we put on. So if you do that, watch what happens. It kind of closes that gap. So let's pick up a yellow, go through the next 2 green beads, like that, like that. Pick up a yellow, go through the next 2 green, and that's how you're going to reduce. Orange, go through the next 2 green beads, like that, as you can see. Then your last yellow orange, go through the next 2 green, like that. And you can see now the 4 beads for the reduce, but we are going to go through this first yellow, because now between these yellow orange beads we're going to put a pink bead. So that's a different color. I'm surprised I can tell. There. Okay, that looks a bit small. I'm gonna grab a thicker one. These ones are all kind of small. So you're gonna go from this yellow to this yellow. There, like that, with your pink. There. And don't worry, we lost the hole. We'll find it again. It's not a big deal. Pick up a pink. We're coming out of this yellow. We're going to go into this yellow. Like that. Pick up our next pink. Go through the next yellow. You can see it's starting to come together. Then the next pink. Go through the yellow. And you can go through the first pink that we added. Like that. And there you have the ending. So now we're going to go through this a few times and then tie a knot and close it off. So let's go all the way around those pinks again. That. And now we can go down these beads. It's up to you where you want to go to close this up and put a knot. Pressing down on it and pulling. So this seemed to work. Oh, look what's happening. We've got a little bit of a bulge here. I think this would work if we went through. So then get some fresh thread and go through each swirl to tighten it up. You shouldn't have to do that. And if I come up with something, I'll let you know. But let's go through here. And then go down this swirl. Oh, my thread. It's already out of my needle. So this video is at like 48 minutes right now. I'm just going to put my knot and it'll be done. But just to let you know, if you do these on your own, without the instruction and stuff like that, they take about 20 minutes per bead. So they're nice and quick. So on average, if you're looking at a bracelet that you take a couple hours to make, if you did a couple of these beads and then attached it to a bracelet, you could do like put head pins on these and attach them to a bracelet. So it's not too bad, but definitely needs to be reinforced. So that was it. I'm just going to cut that there. So there is the bead. Let's put it on the head pin, see what it looks like. If we can find the hole here. Just looking for the hole. There. Oh, yep, there it is. And there. Ta-da! It's special. So I hope that helps to get you started on these. Definitely if your bead size is slightly bigger, it will make a difference. Let me show you the, I used some Tohos here, so. Okay. This is a Toho. I think there's another, Yeah, so this one's a Toho. So I did, now these were one of the first ones I did. So I might retry the Toho again. You can see some of the pearl underneath, but it doesn't look too bad because the color matches so well. And this one was done with Toho. And again, you can see some of the bead underneath, but at a distance, now there you can really see it. That sucks. So these guys really turned out amazing. Oh, wrong one. There's a white one here. So these turned out really nice. So size 10. Makes sense. 10 for a size 10 millimeter bead. There you go. Take care, everybody. See you in the next video. Bye.